Okay. Well, I'll stand up.
So hi, I'm Bridget. I'm going to right outside of Nuremberg, Germany. I'm really looking forward to it. I have already spoken to my host family and the other girl that I was staying with. And we've already decided a bunch of stuff that we're gonna do with her when she's over here. And I'm just really looking forward to it. And I think I'm leaving May, right? End of May, and I'll be coming back end of June.
Well, in lieu of Sergeant at Arms, we are going to have a little presentation here about RILA from our Chief RILA spokesperson and advocate, former President Shannon Rich. She says, hey, Henry, I need help. You got a minute? Abby, you got a minute? All right. So, and I'm gonna have you run some show for like a minute. All right, Henry. Hand out some chocolate bars, Tony. All right, the true spirit of RILA. Wow. I know if I give you sugar and something to eat, A, you keep your mouth shut. And B, it makes you happy. So enjoy Hershey's Bar on Friday. So we're going to talk a little bit today about the program. I'm going to tell you kind of what we do. For those of you who have seen this presentation before, it might be familiar. For the new ones, hopefully it informs you. So first of which, what is RILA? Next slide, Ab. Yeah. Oh, it just takes a minute. So again, why did you join Rotary, right? Did you join it for your business? Did you join it so you could be a benefit to your community? Did you join to have fun? Did you join it to socialize? So we try and bring all of that experience to RILA. Next slide. One second. Does your club have fun? So can I ask you, if you're part of an organization, if it seems like work, do you want to do it? No. So RILA is fun with a purpose, right? We get the kids out there and have a blast, but there's always a good reason for it. Okay, next. Does your club give back to the community? So being part of Rotary and being Rotarians, we know we all have a sense of service, right? We've either been successful in our business or successful in our lives, and we want to give some of that back to our community. So again, we try and teach that, right? Well, Jack and Isaac. That is Jack and Isaac. Yes, totally Jack and Isaac. So every year we have the district governor come out. He talks a lot about leadership and different things. One of the things that our district governor this year, Mr. Beakey, came out and said he'd like to add zip lining to the program because Camp Kern has zip lining available. It's not been in our budget in the past, and he said we need to make that happen because that's an experience the kids need to have. So Dottie Mead, our incoming district governor, was out there, and Harold Hughes, one of the founding members of RILA, always is out there for a good time. Again, what do? We talk about SMART goals, team building, and servant leadership. All of these are things that when you impart this knowledge to youth, how they can take that over their lifetime and make change is amazing. This is just a data sheet we send out to everybody so that they can be up to date with what's going on, and everybody is. So one of the things that Abby's helped us do over the last couple of years, we used to fill out manual paperwork. The manual paperwork then had to go to a person. They had to do the data entry. It was a nightmare. Thank God that was not my job. Abby's helped move everything to a Google Docs program. All the registration's online now. It streamlines it. We can actually read their names. So that's been awesome and amazing. There are kids at RILA from all over the district. We had kids from as far up as Piqua this year, all the way down to Cincinnati and everything in between. So when you bring a bunch of youth together that have never been around each other, and then all of a sudden you link them together. Some of the past stories, kids have put together fun runs, raised thousands of dollars for their schools and their programs. They've done one here, and one of the kids from Rilo over here said, "Man, I want to do this." So they start to work together as a team. So again, we're just trying to make the world a better place by getting youth inspired. I don't want to take too much away from Henry's presentation. I know he's anxious to speak. Some of the things that we do at Rilo, we usually have between 50 to 100 kids. This year we had 50 kids. We had about 10 kids back out at the last minute because of prom, athletic things that they didn't know they were going to go to competitions and various other things. So we kind of expected. So we run with the program. We break the kids into tables like you're at, round tables. We get 10 groups. Each one of these groups gets a different color bandana or a buff. That buff then gets them on their team for the weekend. They typically don't know anyone on their team. So when they come in, they're all grumbling and saying, I don't want to be here. My parents made me, my guys did. And by the end of the weekend, they're like, we don't want to leave. Can we stay an extra day? Can we come back next year? And so watching kids grow like this is amazing. We get them into all kinds of things that puts them outside their comfort zone. We put them on a climbing wall. We put them on Tango Tower, which is out. It's got probably 20 different ways to try and scale this tower. The kids all stand out there. They psych each other out. No, I can't do this. But it's amazing for them just coming together as a team, how quickly they support each other. And by the end of the weekend, most everybody does some of the things they never thought they could accomplish. The balloon tower is one of the first activities we have them do. We give a bunch of balloons, say stack it as high as you can, don't attach it to the wall. It's fun to watch the team building. And so those of you who've been through like these team building exercises, we know it has nothing to do with the activity that you're doing, right? And so the kids are like, why are we putting up balloons? This doesn't do it. And that's the awesome part, that they're in the dark. And so it's the team building that we're watching and that development that we see. It's amazing. Abs? We had a delay because we're on the Zoom system. So one of the other things is we're going to test their engineering. We have them build a bridge out of nothing but paper. I get rolls of brown paper. They have to roll it off and come up with an engineering marvel that can hold a box that we have and then allow the box to slide under. There's always successes and failures. So again, there's Jack. So I am. First night, we do Rio Olympics. We get all the kids together and we do a couple of things. One, we got a bunch of like minute to win it games. They got to pick up balloons with strings. They got to put Vaseline on their nose and pick up cotton balls. Nothing builds character in teams like a little bit of humility. And so laughing at each other and having a blast. That's what it's all about. We've got the rabbit ear ring toss. And then what we do is we try to immediately do something that they enjoy. So we challenge them to take pictures of each other and post it to the clubs that sent them and use social media as an aspect. So one of the things that we challenge them to do is for them to come up and teach the adults a new form of social media we may not know about. And they get points for that. So, all right. Ed. Sorry. Tell you what, you can just kind of, since it's on a delay, I'm going to fast track my presentation. So. Here's Tango Tower. Other than myself, I think the district governor, Greg Berkemeyer, climbed the tower. I challenge everybody every year to come out and do it. I challenge everybody to come out and just stay for the day and not come back the next year. I mean, when you're out there, the energy, the excitement with the kids, I mean, it's hard not to get excited about the program. We got to feed them. So we run over the dining hall 3 times a day and get meals in their bellies so they got energy to keep going. Meals are typically pretty decent, right, Henry? No. It's camp food for sure. So James Tarpeting, I don't know if those of you who know James, James is a polio survivor. Having somebody come out, he's also a Paralympian. James is an amazing person. He lives in Beavercreek. If you've not met him, go over to the softball fields, go over to the bowling alley. He's there. He's everywhere. James wasn't feeling the best this year, so he wasn't able to come out. First time in like I think 5 years he hasn't been out there. He said he's probably going to be back next year, so that's exciting. But like I said, taking something that is a passion for Rotary like polio and giving something so the kids can actually relate to it, because none of them have friends that have polio anymore, right? Some of us are old enough in this room that either knew close friends or family or other people. And like I said, getting some of that information out. And then James is really talking about overcoming adversity. And so the fact that he was an orphan in Vietnam, was brought here through a program with the military, adopted by a family, has struggled with polio, and still is a Paralympian. And he does all kinds of crazy stuff. He plays volleyball and all kinds of cool stuff. So, like I said, if you've not met James, he's an inspiration. He lets the kids get in the wheelchairs and pedal around. He shows all his medals off. James is cool. I dig it. So the things you see here in the background, we do two things. One, when they first come together as a team, we make them come up with the team name. We'd like for them to come up with a team cheer or something. So throughout the weekend, they can kind of let everybody know who's there, right? But some of these are presentation things. They have to get up and give a 10-minute presentation as a group. You know, public speaking is like the fear of all fears for people. For some of the kids, again, it's a big challenge. But again, they come together as a group to support each other to get through it. This year, this was a year previous, this is them working on their team projects. We had just an impromptu, one of the students got up, sat down at the piano in the dining hall and just started playing music. And all the kids came over and we sat there for like 20 minutes and it's like, we gotta stay on schedule, but it's like, this is too cool. So, I mean, there's things that happen that we don't expect. After we do the Rio Olympics, we feed them pizza on the first night. Eric Petwick from the Cincinnati Club sponsors that. We've got sponsorship opportunities if people would like to give to Ryla that haven't done in the past. Campfire is the first night. A lot of these kids have ever been by a fire. So we give them all chocolate bars and marshmallows and say make s'mores. And so they're like, how do you make s'more? Second night, yeah, second night's the fire. Right. Depends on the weather. So we had good weather all weekend. It was a little cold when we got there, but it really kind of straightened up. While we're waiting on that, questions, comments, concerns? Anybody? Okay. So service, right? We talked about that. Final day, we get up out there tired for 2 days of strengthening and programming, and we get them out and we say, time for service, guys. So Camp Gurn puts together small service projects for us. We get the kids all out there and get their hands dirty. So again, easy to talk about. When you start implementing it and they understand, it's huge. Again, another group of girls that none of them knew each other the day before, 2 days before, and now being their best friends. And I want to be honest, that's part of the amazing. Henry, to answer your question, there were Isaac, a senior this year that was back as a youth leader. There was, who's the other guy? Chase, and you. All three of them were from Beavercreek schools. None of them have ever met each other. Right? They play hockey. Well, she knew Chase, yeah. Yeah. But you, and for the most part, I mean, the guys had never really been in touch with you. This school's so big. And again, getting them together. I mean, have you talked to Isaac or Chase since you guys?
Yeah, I sat with him at lunch.
Sat with them at lunch, right? I mean, boom, that's huge. Another one of the service projects, Fred's Mulch. Again, if you looked at that picture, would you think those kids didn't know each other before the weekend started? Right? Not sure. So real quick, I was gonna have Henry talk a little bit about his experience. Abby, this is your fourth year?
Third year, fourth session.
Third year, fourth session. So the year that Abby was supposed to go to Ryla was COVID. So Abby never went to Ryla. I asked her to come back and be a youth advisor, and she's been back ever since. So part of what we're trying to do is take me out of the speaker over the whole weekend. Abby and Isaac are the youth leaders, and then we've invited kids back for next year. They're going to come back in between Abby, Isaac, and the kids we invite back, and they're gonna run the program. I put together a binder over the years, so it's a one at a time. You do this, you need these materials. It's awesome. It's easy. Henry, would you like to give us some input? I know you're gonna talk a little bit in a minute, so I'll let you talk for a second, and I'll give it to Abby to give you a break. So,
What?
I don't know what. How did you like it? What did you hate?
I liked it. I hated the food. The food was terrible.
It's not your grandma's. That's not fair.
Yeah. Um, yeah. We had some cool experience, I guess. I made some good friends. People, as he said, I never saw before, and now I see them at school. Um, People from all over Ohio. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. What's the worst thing that you've done?
No?
No.
No.
Good. Henry is a man of many words, you can tell. I got to know Henry over the weekend. I want to be honest, I'm glad he came out. Great guy. We really lucked out when we got this guy. He's got a great sense of humor. I'll put it that way. All right, Ab, give us one.
Like you said, this is my fourth session and third year of being a Ryland. It's my favorite time of the year. I've always liked to come out and see how the kids progress over the weekend. I like to see them come in, not knowing each other, just sit in silence, and then by the weekend's end, they're crying, not wanting to go home. So that's my favorite part, I think. I really enjoy teaching the kids about leadership and teaching them things about Rotary that I learned when I was 7 years old. So I think Rotary has impacted me in a way that I didn't expect, but I've met lifelong friends from Ryla, lifelong friends from Rotary, and made relationships I think have impacted me and will carry me on through the years. So I thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to go out every year and cheer the kids on and watch them do amazing things. So yeah, it's pretty cool. If you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Questions?
Spencer? Sweet. That means we gave you too much to digest and you're sitting thinking about it. So,
I have a question. How much does it cost per kid?
what is it, like $230?
I thought it said.
It's right at 230,000. So, again, big round of applause for Henry and Abby and everybody. I tried to keep it as time as possible because I know you don't want to do a big presentation.
Wait, yes, get introduced. Yep. Oh, go with it.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, Henry's from Dusseldorf, and I found out they don't necessarily make Dusseldorf mustard in Dusseldorf.
Oh, no.
I was very disappointed.
Destroyed.
Oh, well, do the drawer.
Okay, hello, welcome to my presentation about Germany and my exchange year here in Ohio. I'm going to talk about me, my life, where do I live in Germany, some facts about Germany, my school in Germany, my host family here, school here, my two cruises I went on with my host family, and my rental weekend. Yeah, we're gonna start with me. About me, I'm Henry. I'm 16 years old. I live in Meerbusch. That's like 15-minute ride from Düsseldorf. I have a sister. Her name's Emilia. She's 11 years old. My mom is Christina. She's 44-year-old. She works as an educator from children from the age from 4 months to 6 years. My dad is Dennis. He's 41 years old. He works independently in his own practice as a physical therapist and osteopath. The partner of my mom, Sebastian, is 45. Since 2015, he brings craft beer to Düsseldorf. Before that, he was an F&B manager in his company. His company has one beer store and two of the largest beer bars, and he's the biggest provider in NRW. That's where Düsseldorf is. Yeah, we have a dog named Emma. You can see a picture right there. She's a chocolate lab. with something with hunting in. We got it from Croatia, so we don't really know what it is. But she loves to hunt, she loves to swim, and she loves to run about with rabbits. Yeah. I play soccer too. Yeah.
Is it not clicking?
It is clicking, but
Is it not? It's because you clicked on.
Yeah, you just need to click on the presentation and then you can get going. Yep.
all my life. Last year I graduated high school from after 10th grade, and will be doing my diploma in sports and event management after my exchange year in Ohio. I have soccer practice 3 times a week, sometimes more, depends on how the coach feels and how the weather is. If I don't exactly go to play soccer or have practice, I like to go to the gym. Yeah, during vacations, for example, when I go to Spain, we don't go on cruises in Europe. We're not the cruises. We just go to like uh, resorts, and they mostly have tennis courts, and then we're gonna play tennis or soccer. Yeah. Where do I live in Germany? In Germany, I live in Meerbusch. That's as I said already, it's a 15-minute drive from Düsseldorf away. It's divided in 7 districts. It's Niers, Langlatum, Osera, Bösinghofen, Büderich, Langskiers, and Ilmerich. This is just my little town. Maybe we can find my house somewhere back. Um, yeah, Meerbusch has 57,422 inhabitants. We don't really have big soccer stadiums or big shopping centers like we have in Beavercreek. But we have everything you need for a daily life, like a supermarket, shops, fields, cafes, or ice cream shops. In Melrose, you can also go to a trampoline hall or learn how to surf in a surf hall. I think you can do this here. So, we also have many clubs for sports as soccer, basketball, table tennis, swimming, or dancing. And we have 2 major customs that are celebrated. It's Schützenfest and Carnival. The Carnival is when you dress up in all different costumes and just walk around. People throw candy at each other and get drunk. Um, Schützenfest is almost the same. You get drunk, you shoot birds. Yeah, they have like a machine that like launches birds in the air, and then they're like older people that have their weapons and shoot them. I don't know why they do it, but okay, so this is a map from Germany. You can see Düsseldorf right here and Meerbusch is right here, so it's not a big drive. It's like long drive. It's like 15 minutes on the Autobahn. Yeah, and then if you go here, behind this village is my village somewhere. Wait, should be here. Yeah, this should be my village. Yeah. Um, let's think about Germany. Germany is the 7th largest country in Europe. It covers an area of 357,022 square foot kilometers. No, yeah, square kilometers. Germany has 16 federal states. The capital is Berlin. It's located in the middle of Europe, therefore we have 9 neighbor countries. Those neighbor countries are Denmark, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. In Germany and most parts of Europe, we use the euro to pay instead of the dollar like here. Okay, about my school. My school is the Maria Montessori Gesamtschule. My school has classes or grades from 5th grade to 13th grade. We have around about 900 students there, so it's not as big as the US. Every morning, also not like in the US, I had to walk to a bus station to get on the bus. And then I have a 40-minute drive to school. Yeah, school hours are different from day to day. Sometimes I'm home at 1:30, 1:45, and sometimes I'm home at 5 p.m. But it's really annoying sometimes, right? Because you get home, you have to eat, and then you go right to practice, or you can't do anything else. And our school classes, our periods last 45 minutes. The first four periods are double classes. So you have, for example, 2 hours of English, and then you have a break, and then you have 2 hours of math, for example. We have three major breaks between our periods. We have for the first break is after the second period, it's a 20-minute break. Then we have the double period math, um, and then we have a 15-minute break. Then fifth period is a single class with 45 minutes, and then we have an hour break where we can eat lunch or leave the school to go eat lunch somewhere else. We usually have 2 hours of personal education, week like DD. Another difference we have from schools here and schools in Germany is we don't have school sports or school teams. If you want to play a sport, you have to play outside of the school in a club. The clubs are usually pretty good, so I would say our best sports are like soccer, hockey, maybe, um, tennis, maybe. Yeah, we also don't wear school uniforms. That's a picture of my host family. The first time I switched host families was last year in September. That's where I met my host mom, Christy, my host dad, Greg, my host brother, Chase, and Nicola. She's over there. Yeah, we all live together, and they also have a daughter who's on exchange right now in Austria with Rotary. Together with this awesome host family, I made some of the best memories in my life that I'll never forget, like the vacations, or a trip through the US to go visit their family in Pennsylvania for Thanksgiving. That was pretty good food. Yeah. Sometimes if we're not on vacation or not traveling around the US, me and Nicole like to dress up for. I think we dressed up here. That was when we bought FIFA because we were so bored in the winter. So we just bought FIFA, and that's where I wanted to play FIFA. I don't know what we did in these, but yeah, something. I would dress up in. Yeah, my high school in America. I go to Beavercreek High School. We have around about 1,700 active students. I was a celebrity in the first 2 months went to the US or to the high school because all the kids was like, oh, exchange student from Germany. Okay, let me ask them this, let me ask them that. And all the football games, it was pretty fun. But now it's settled and I have like 6 or 7 good friends and I spend most of my time on the weekends with them. My favorite class in high school is PE team sports because they teach me all different sports that they play in America or in Europe too. And every second day we went bowling. That was pretty fun. We would never do that in Germany. This is a picture of my friend group at homecoming. I don't know when you go, that's so serious. It's Justin, this is Elena, this is Hector, that's Jack, Sartaj, Gio, me, Morgan, and Jack. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about my two cruises. For both of my cruises, we went on carnival ships. The first ship was Carnival Venezia, and the second ship was Carnival Celebration. Before we went on the first cruise on the Carnival Venezia, it was a 9-day cruise, stops in Miami, Bahamas, and Amber Cove, private island. We stayed 2 days in New York, and we did some serious sightseeing. Like we probably had like 40,000 steps a day. Um, Always left the hotel at 10 a.m. in the morning to see as much as possible. For example, the Statue of Liberty or the 9/11 Memorial, what was a very cool experience for me because I always wanted to see New York and always wanted to see like everything, I guess. So Yeah, I enjoyed that. And our second cruise was a 7 day cruise with stops in Puerto Rico, San Thomas, and another private island. I forgot the name. Um, yeah, here are just some pictures from the cruises. That was us in Miami at a cafe from Nicola's dad's friend. Yeah, this was at Miami Beach. That was on Elegant Night on the first cruise. That was at the Bahamas, on the Bahamas. That was in the Bahamas. So this is the first ship went on Carnival Valencia. This was before our second cruise. We all had matching shirts. Like I said, like our ship and our family trip. And we had like Nicola had his Bosnian flag. I had my Germany flag. Yeah, we tried to try out for family feud, but they didn't accept us. I don't know why. And this is the second ship went on Carnival Celebration. It looks smaller from here, but I think it's pretty big. I took like 20 minutes to find Nicola sometimes, so it was pretty big. This is Alistair. We met him on the second cruise, and then we met him at Miami Beach again. Because after our last cruise, we stayed in Miami Beach for another 2 days. So yeah, it was pretty tall, and Bill was pretty tall too. So short. This is at Times Square, my first time in New York. I loved it. I saw everything I wanted to see, and yeah. My run weekend. My ride weekend, it was one of the coolest experiences I had in the US. With the cruises and the vacations and everything, homecoming. Not only because we had fun activities like climbing a 40 feet tall wall, was pretty high when you were up there, but when you're standing down, that like when you're standing in front of it, it doesn't seem that high, but when you're up there, it's pretty scary. Yeah, and we had to come out of our comfort zones and talk to people. Normally, I don't know, teenagers don't really like that because they communicate on Snapchat or Instagram, but we had to come out of our zone, so that was pretty cool. Sometimes it's not. Um, yeah, we also got some nice and, in my opinion, helpful presentations about how to be a good leader and how to start talking to people because it's important that you can talk to you're on an exchange because you want to make new friends. Um, for example, we had to build a bridge with just tape and paper, and it seemed impossible for us. Me and my group were probably thinking like 30 minutes, why are we doing this? Why do they want us to do that? But we handled it pretty good. At the end, I don't think our bridge was good enough. It's good to hold it, but it went under it. So, yeah, um, yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah,
So I assume you're a fan of Germany's national team in
Yeah.
soccer, right?
yeah.
So who's the most hated rival of the German national team?
Um, I don't even know. I would say like maybe Brazil at the World Cup. Brazil, yeah. We had the best game against Brazil. I don't know if anyone watched it. It was 7-1 against Brazil in the quarterfinal. And we won the World Cup that year. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Clubs, you said are actually handled privately
Yes.
in Germany. What does it cost a student to belong to a soccer club outside, if that's what?
Uh, I think I pay like $100 a month. It's not that much. And you have like practice and they pay for your water. Sometimes they pay for your shoes too.
Who pays?
The club.
The club.
Yeah, they have like owners and they pay for everything.
Oh, so you don't actually pay. You join. You want to play soccer with the club, but the club actually pays your cost.
Sometimes if you're good enough, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's like a scholarship for the club. Yeah, instead of a college, which
I see. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Have you ever been to Oktoberfest in Munich?
No. Any other? Yeah.
What was the hardest thing about coming here? That surprised you?
That surprised me. How fast some people are, I think. It's like, no, because in Germany or in general in Europe, it's like people say if you go to America, they're just fat people, dumb people, and everyone has weapons. That's just what they say. And I mean, I saw like maybe 30 weapons my whole time in the US, but I saw a lot of fat people, and I got some dumb questions. Like I got asked if I speak European, so yeah. So it's kind of relatable, but probably people don't know. Yeah. People in Europe probably some bad people. We also have some bad people. Tell people I would say. Okay. Any more questions? But no.
Thanks. I feel fatter and dumber right now. So, thank you, Henry, thank you, Shannon. Who's got a happy bug? Terry, Henry, I'm gonna ask you to go around and collect the happy bugs.
There you go.
So, all right, process happy bug. Jerry,
Yeah, I've got two happy bucks. I went up to New Hampshire over the last week or so. Helped my grandson celebrate his 18th birthday. And that same week, he got his acceptance from University of Alabama, Roll Tide, and got a nice scholarship to go with it. So it was a
you
good.
lost me somewhere in that, so I think the whole time got me. But congratulations to him. All right. And
I'm just gonna give it a happy. So,
it seems genuine and not just brown nosing, okay?
Give a happy because Jay is out there all weekend, Abby's out there all weekend, my wife came out and now she's been out there every weekend since. So we got a great staff, really all the Rotarians and everybody that help out is a big deal. On a side note, in the first 10 minutes of one of our Rotarians being there, she fell, broke her hip and had surgery. So
Oh my.
if any of you guys know Patty Parch, I'm sure she would appreciate some well wishes. So she was not on Tango Tower, I swear.
to Rotary clubs around the world, so I think it's been cool to see the impact you guys have had globally.
Nice, thank you. Other half bucks. All right, this table's hitting hard.
To celebrate the Eagle ceremony, Jack Bales, Isaac Graham, Jacob Huddleston, and Jace Palmer, another boy from our scout club or scout troop, are all having their Eagle ceremony tomorrow. So pretty big event. It's awesome. Finally coming to a close. It's over at Hawker Church, if you know where that's at. We're looking up, I think it's 2, maybe 4. 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Give me a second. I think it's 2. Hold on. And I think that's what we said. It's 4 to 6. 4 to 6. That's what I said. 4 to 6.
Another happy buck.
There'll be cake. Yeah, there's cake.
I'll get one more. I haven't heard this one yet, but anybody notice anything unusual Monday afternoon? Dark out, cool. I was up in Indian Lake and we had like 3 minutes and 84 seconds totality. And it was freaking amazing. I am looking forward to the next time the eclipse comes to Ohio in 2099.
Really? All right. Any other happy notes? Any announcements? Okay. All right, sure. There you go. Thank you. All right, so drawing for the chance to take the Queen of Hearts and half the pot, the other half going to our Christmas basket project. Ticket number 339298. Ooh. Close. Denny Jardy, all right. Denny. Winner of the table. Very good. Maybe. Good thing I don't find my other filter too. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Where could it be? No hearts. No, 5 rows.
Hey, Dave.
Please, sorry.
Anyone that has a key to the Rotary storage unit, it will no longer work. I will be giving keys to Dave and he can hand those out accordingly. Jim, it'd be good if you had one.
I'm gonna need one too. I'll have to tell Jim I need one.
Great cash, you have one of those. Here.
I'm not sure I can be trusted with one. We'll save wearing, but passes. All right, any other announcements? Everybody will rise for the pledge. I will tell you that next week's speaker is Cassie Barlow, is going to talk about Sochi. Randy Grosjean and David Brandenburg are our breeders. Keep an eye on the upcoming programs, beavercreekrotary.com and Facebook. And if there are little other matters to attend to for the good of the order. No, I'm sorry, thank you. We are dedicating a soccer book on Ellie's behalf to the Greene County Public Library. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, to the republic, which is stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty. And have a good week. All right, NBC. Another view. Thank you. Get that close. If it manifests, let's say it.